Okay, cool. So we're recording now. As you know, I'll probably want to make it public because I want to make everything public, but at the end, I'll let you decide, whether you want to make it public or not. Um, you know, First of all, I just want to thank you, for choosing Uniting for Action, for, being on this journey with us. I'm really eager to get your feedback, to begin with about your experience, your satisfaction with the experience, the positives, any shortcomings, the whole thing for you. So let me just let you share and share whatever you'd like to share.
Yeah, I had really fun with it, and I think I learned a lot of different approaches and like new styles when it comes to public health with like your businesses as well as Diane's and her socially engaged art because I never really heard of that before. So I researched people who use socially engaged art, and I think that's like a really cool and new approach that not many people know about. So I really liked how I learned new things that I couldn't really get with like just normal public health classes. So it kind of like was cool to see how you work with your businesses and how Diane worked and just the meetings and all the videos being recorded and how you could go on the website and listen to people's opinions and thoughts on it. So I think that was really cool and you couldn't really get that anywhere else.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the uniqueness of that. Thank you for pointing that out and that you got to experience that. And that, like you're saying, it's not an experience that a lot of people are necessarily getting. So I really honor and appreciate that. That's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really cool. And I also think it's cool how we can all communicate. And I think it would be a really good idea to find some sort of platform where everybody could communicate and like write in all their ideas instead of having like separate group chats for each person so we can all communicate as one. But I think that's the only thing I really that comes to my head.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that suggestion and that idea. Do you feel satisfied with your experience with?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think I learned a lot. I'm really an observer, so I like observing how people work. I think that's really cool, not because not everybody works or thinks the same way, and you can really learn from different individuals. So I really like that part about the capstone experience.
Okay, great, great. And is there a certain competency that you feel like, of the competency lists that you, really got out of the experience?
Yeah, I wrote it down. There was a few. Um, One competency was like the ability to communicate information through written forms or through various medias and diverse audiences. And I think since we record the meetings and we like communicate through Slack, that really ties into that part because I could watch different videos and see people's different opinions. And I think that's really cool. So I read about that and people thought it was really cool.
Awesome, awesome, great. Can you hold on just one moment? I
Oh
need to
yeah.
adjust my fan. Thanks. Okay, great. That's great. I appreciate you saying that. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear all the positive aspects of the experience for you. I'll be honest with you in sharing that I feel like I and Uniting for Action didn't necessarily follow through on our, end of the capstone, so to speak. I feel like, that I didn't, I didn't supervise you as much as I feel like I could or should have. I don't feel like I don't feel like we gave as much as an organization because of my limitations essentially. And I just want to, apologize to you, personally for that and just, acknowledge that and share that. It is very heartening to hear your side of it and that you got these positive aspects, which as you're saying them, I appreciate even more because we are on the leading edge of changing the world here. And so you are in a really unique experience that you're one of the first people to really see what
Yeah.
that looks like. I just want to, share again from my perspective. I just feel like I've been so limited personally this semester, as you've seen, as you've done, as in terms of just having meetings with you, even, just following up with Diane to see that she was in communication with you and working with you, as you, told me you haven't had a meeting with her since our meeting with her, right?
No. Yeah.
So, to me, that's just really disappointing, on a bunch of different levels, really. And again, just that, I feel like that was an experience we could have given to you and should have given to you based on how we set it all up. And I feel like, again, it was my shortcomings that didn't have that happen. Just to be really transparent and honest with you, I've just been going through some really big challenges over the last few months, some really significant financial challenges, which has had my attention on that, in many cases. And it's really, it's been challenging for me to carve out time for meetings and for other things when I'm having to worry about, how am I going to pay this bill and how am I going to buy groceries and those sorts of things. And so, saying all of that, what I want to share with you is that I don't know if, well, one, again, I'm very glad that you're feeling satisfied with the experience. That's, to me, the most important thing, because it's your academic experience, it's your professional experience. You're the one that has used this to go out and prepare you to be in the world and that sort of thing. So I'm very glad to hear that you've gotten all these different aspects. And I want to share that, I feel like there's more that Uniting for Action could have offered, and offered in the past to other students when we were more structured and had a whole big team, and will offer in the future to students when we have more management and all of that. As I had shared with you in the beginning of the semester, this was the one semester for me to not have the whole team of students and all of that like we did before. And as I shared with you, my expectation was that we would ramp that back up by the summer, and then we'd have a whole bunch of new students coming on. But I've been kind of still in this mode, first with the Leadership Council, but now it's been a month since I, essentially ended the Leadership Council with the 3-month term that the leaders came on, so that, again, I could focus on the programming, which is what I've been doing for the last month. But I've been so, again, wrapped up in what I've been focusing on that I didn't recruit for the summer. And at this point, I'm still not anticipating bringing on students until essentially we show the world what we're doing, and then people just show up. That's kind of the way that I'm looking at it. I'm kind of expecting that I'm going to be on CNN within the next few weeks, and other national, media. And as I'm out there talking about what we're doing, then I expect, people to just be contacting us and saying, hey, how can I be a part of this sort of thing? But all of that to say that I, in terms of what Uniting for Action is willing to offer to you in terms of, providing you with a foundation for going forward, I feel like we still owe you, so to speak, and I'm willing to continue to support you if you're interested, and provide value to you, as you're, going forward, as much as I can, as much as we can. Of course, the organization will be able to do it more, as we start to have this foundation. But I just want to tell you that, even though the official term of the capstone is ending at this point, I want to let you know that I feel like there's more for us to give you if you're interested.
That sounds great. Yeah, thank you.
I know that there's the perspective, hey, you're done with the semester, you're done with your obligations, you want to be done and not owe anything to Uniting for Action or what have you, and that's totally fine. I don't feel like you owe us anything, but I feel like, we could offer more. In an ideal world, we would have provided more. You would have done more stuff with Diane, you would have done more stuff with me, there would have been more different things. And again, it's been a bit distressing to me, to be honest, over the last few weeks, as I've felt like, I need to be in touch with you. I need to be, giving you assignments. I need to be overseeing work, those sorts of things.
Mhm.
So it's been really challenging for me that I've been feeling like I and Uniting for Action have been falling short on our end of the bargain, so to speak. And
Mhm.
again, I'm very heartened to hear that you're not seeing it that way.
Yeah.
That's great. I appreciate that. And again, I just want to essentially just say, we're here in whatever ways you're interested in tapping into what's going to be happening.
Mhm.
Potentially, as an example, as a power user of the system, potentially working with other students, other professionals using the system to do, things that you're interested in the world, using the system at your potential, future employers or what have you.
Mhm.
I just want to kind of set the stage for, Uniting for Action as a resource for you,
Mhm.
to, again, in the way that I see it, again, kind of make up for, what I see as our shortcomings over the last, few months in terms of our relationship. So
Mhm.
what are your thoughts about all of that?
Yeah, that sounds great. I would love that and see after graduation what my schedule will look like and what we can fit into it and deal with it.
Yeah, that's really great. I appreciate that. And in that context, I won't spend a lot of time on it today. I know that you're studying for finals and preparing for finals and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to give you a very quick sneak preview of what I've been programming, just so you can have a sense of it. You're actually going to be the first person in the world that's seeing some of
Oh
these
wow.
things. I haven't yet shared them with other people. Actually, I just shaved off the beard that I had for the last month because I haven't had anything.
I noticed something was different, but I couldn't really tell. I was like, I don't know.
Well, you hadn't seen me with the beard, but I hadn't had meetings for over 3 weeks, so I wasn't shaving because
Okay.
I just shaved for meetings. But it's, this is me coming back out in the world in a little bit. I'll just show you what I've been working on, let you have a sense of what's here for you as a resource, and what this is going to start to look like for the world. And then, you can see, like you said, after graduation, and you can take a breath and you can figure out what you want to do, what's available to you here.
Okay.
So any questions or comments before I share this with you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so let me start sharing. And I'm going to do your evaluation today.
Okay.
Again, this is where, from my perspective, just to let you know, I in all my interactions with you, I feel you're very intelligent, attentive, personable, all those personal qualities. I can speak to all of those things. There's, different levels of the depth of the work that I don't have necessarily the experience to go on.
Mhm.
You did the video processing, which I really appreciate. Thank you for doing that and sharing that. So I have a little bit, of work that's come back that I can evaluate. But again, I just want to share that because I'm happy to, do the evaluation and provide, all the satisfactory marks that you need. But it just, in terms of, again, like going into a depth of a letter of recommendation, like other
Mhm.
students in the past have asked for me, I just don't feel like I have a lot of basis for it
Yeah.
at this point. And I just want to be, honest and direct with you about that. And again, that's where I want to give you the opportunity, if you're interested in showing me more of those things, having the opportunity to do all of that so that I can, speak to more details of,
Yeah.
what I know of your capabilities and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, so let me share this and then you'll see what we've got and see where we're going with this.
Okay.
So what I've been doing with the Uniting for Action system, I'm going to go back, is I've been taking the manifestation process and I've been automating it. So you've heard me talking about this for a while, and now I'm going to show you what that looks like. Oh, that's not good. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let me see if this is something that I can fix really quick. You know what? I don't need to fix it. I'm just going to go back to this. So I'll just explain the theme part of it. So what I've done, and let me go to a tangible example of one of the past models. Okay, so you've seen, I've shown you the electric token example in our past meetings, and you've seen where I've, just to remind you, we have the situation where I spent the hour, here's the full hour video with David, and then from that hour video, then I broke it down, using the video processing to one, we created the mind map while we were talking. And then, I pulled out the video clip about serving our clients, a couple video clips, and then the different clips about, production support. And then, from these video clips, I created this, text kind of summary. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at a page with these different sections. Here's the serving our client section. Here's the seeking production support section. And then within these different sections, there's these different, what I'm now calling concepts, okay? So here's the concept, producing Web3 solutions. Here's the video about that concept. Here's the text about that concept. Here's another concept, working with influencers. Here's the video about that concept. Here's the text about that concept. So now what I've done, oh, and then also, here's the needs, right? So here's the need of, they're seeking these different needs, these different resources. Here's what they're offering, and then giving the people the ability to get in touch. And then here's what they're offering for people who can provide a referral. And here's, refer somebody, that button. So what I've done again is I've taken this whole structure that you're looking at, and now I've created this completely automated system so that you or anybody can just log into your own admin and build out a page like this, and people can build out these themes, and that's where I was just getting the error. So the idea is you can have themes, so you can select, let's say a serving a underserved community in, with a certain public health concern in a certain area. Mm-hmm. And so, the theme, let's just say, you're dealing with, let's say, health equity for older populations that don't have transportation, as an example. So then the theme could be, public health for older populations. And then within that, a sub-theme could be transportation challenges, right? Mm-hmm. And then within that sub-theme could be, addressing it through public transportation, addressing it through, Uber, addressing it through these different mechanisms, right? And so basically, again, what you can do then is you can build a page about that. And then within that page, you can have the sections, you can have the subsections. I'm just going to show you very quickly. We'll just create, just to show you how kind of easy it is. So this is just a temp page. I called it economic sanctions. Let's change the name of the page and just work on this. So let's call this transportation for elderly. Okay, and this will be the name of our page now. Mm-hmm. And so again, the admin and I'm showing you, you and every other user of the system will have this admin. This will be what you'll be able to use, what they'll be able to use. So now we've got this transportation for elderly page, or that's one of the sections within this page. Now we can go ahead and click on this section, and now we can go ahead and add, and now I've already got these other sections. We're going to add a new concept. So in this concept, we're going to call this, let's say, public transportation. And then again, this is where within this section now, this is where we get to add the video, add the text. I've even added this interface so you can, polish up the text and all that sort of thing. So just as a quick example, I know this isn't, I don't even know what video's in here. This is not like the video that we would use, but let's just use an example. I'm in Miami. Miami kicked butt last night, if you didn't know it, against the 76ers. So I was checking that out. So, so as an example, go ahead and add, let's just pretend this is a public transportation video. And then, here's an option. Okay. And then hit save. Now we've got this content. So this is what it looks like. So here's the video, here's public transportation, here's a good option. So this is the preview live, and then we can actually, we return to the section. Now we can actually view the page. So again, we were still in the admin section. Now here is the public section. So here's the transportation for elderly, here's the public transportation. So again, now it's live on the website. Okay. And so what you're seeing in my mind is the foundation of what's going to be a whole new way that we're interacting with each other. Because the other thing is this, let me go back. When we go back into the admin and we go into this concept, we can actually add tags for it. And so again, these are all the pieces of the interface that I've been working on and programming. So, right now we have human rights. I've been working on the whole Ukraine thing. So I have all of these Ukraine things. But what I can do now is I can add a new section under human rights, and we'll call it health equity. I'm going to make this a universal tag, which means it's going to be available to everybody. And then within health equity, we add transportation for elderly and then transportation. So again, you're getting the idea now that I'm adding these tags to this concept. Then what's going to happen is now we have the ability, basically this creates a channel for health equity for the elderly. So when we click on this link, now we actually go to the channel, which is a channel under human rights, under health equity for elderly, now dealing with public transportation. So now as you're adding content around, health equity and elderly, then other people are as well. This is the channel where everybody's ideas come together, all of the experts come together, all of the resources come together, the organizations, the businesses. So this is the foundation that allows our entire society to start having these channels that we can tune into where everybody is finding each other, like you're saying, communicating together, working out issues, creating solutions, and taking collective actions together.
Okay, that's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, it is. I appreciate you seeing it and saying that. It is really cool. It's going to be very transformational for our society, because if you think about it, it's really kind of crazy that for as advanced as we are as a society, for as many years and decades as we've had the internet, for as intelligent as we feel like we are, the fact that right now there's not like one resource that you and all the other public health people in the country and in the world that care about transportation for elderly people, that there's no place for you guys to find each other and talk about it and create solutions together. Like, isn't that kind of basic, a basic level of creating solutions, right?
Right. It seems like step one.
Exactly. It seems like step one for an intelligent society, right? So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to start getting that as this starts to be, very functional. And like I said, I'm going to personally be a power user of the system with a lot of things about what's happening in Ukraine and really calling out, humanity for what we, ought to be doing from my perspective in terms of addressing the threats against freedom. Again, I'm giving you my personal views. This is not Uniting for Action. Uniting for Action, as you know, doesn't take position on issues, and that's why I'm being a power user of the Uniting for Action system in this case. But as a power user, to me, what's happening in Ukraine is a threat to freedom everywhere. Like if we're living in a world where the biggest, strongest, entities can just go around and beat up people and kill people and all that, like we don't allow that in our neighborhoods, right? We don't allow that in our society, so to speak. So why are we allowing it for other people? Just because they're far away from us? Like if it was happening next door to us, we wouldn't allow it to happen, right? People would show up and stop that, right? So again, that's where to me, there's a whole kind of like calling out of humanity, like we need to do something if we care. But the thing is, and this is the thing, is that, okay, we care, now what do we do? And that's the thing, we haven't had a mechanism, we haven't had a system to actually be able to come together and do something. So that's why this is so pivotal, is that until we've had a system like this, it's been like, okay, we care, what do we do? But now that we have a system like this, it's like, okay, we care, now we find each other, now we communicate together, now we come up with solutions, we tap into the experts share the opinions, we get behind certain experts, we align around actions, and we take actions together, right?
Wow, yeah.
So anyway, that gives you a quick, overview of where we're at with it right now, what I've been, feverishly programming so that as a society, we can have this.
Yeah, because it's really important.
Exactly. I've been talking about it for years, but until we have a functioning system, like it just is very conceptual for people, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, it's not conceptual anymore. Like here it is, it works. This is how I'm using it to create results. Anybody that wants can just log on right now and start using it to create results about anything that they care about. And that's where, to me, this is going to really take off like wildfire really quickly. So, so again, I'm setting the stage for all of that because you are in a favored position, so to speak, at this point, that I am willing to, do certain things to support you with the use of the system, to connect you with people, to put you in a, space where you can benefit from being an early user and a power user, and bring it to different entities that, you want to work with or be employed by or whatever it looks like. So again, I just want to share all of that with you because to me, that's like the least I can do at this point in terms of, again, making up for what I feel like have been my shortcomings and Uniting for Action shortcomings in your capstone experience. So I hope that, in the end, it's I'm glad that you feel satisfied with the experience already. And, here's more to just like make sure that we did you right, that
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's really, the main thing I wanted to get across is just kind of set that stage for you, make that offer, that opportunity. Like I said, you're obviously not obligated, to keep following up or whatever, but I at least want to create that invitation and the opportunity for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Awesome. Okay, great. So is there anything else, that I can do for you now, that Uniting for Action can do for you? Any other, loose ends for us to tie up regarding, your capstone experience with Uniting for Action?
Yeah, no. I think I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, open door in terms of communication, send me a WhatsApp message whenever you feel like about, anything that's coming up for you, any needs that you have, any ways that you want to use the system or, or anything, feel free to reach out at any time.
All right. Thank you so much. I will.
Okay, awesome. And now that we're wrapping up, are you okay with us making this video public so we can use this as a learning experience for others as well?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. I really appreciate that and honor that. Great, Coumba. Well, again, I just want to reiterate that, I've found you to be a great student, even the little, interactions that we've had. I really appreciate what you're doing in the world in terms of public health and what you're bringing to public health, the ways that you know, extracted value from this experience, even, you know, with me not being as, you know, available as I would have liked to have been. You know, I really appreciate and look forward to seeing how you're going to take all that you've been, you know, learning in your studies and with everything into the world and making the world a better place. And I'm here, and Uniting for Action is here to support you any ways we can to help you with that.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. Okay, great, Coumba. Well, good luck with all of your exams. Wishing the best for you, and wishing the best for you in your life.
Yeah, thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds great. You will. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.